In this video I'm going to show you exactly what it's like to travel with the Business Premier level of the Eurostar from London St Pancras station all the way to Paris Gare du Nord, and I'm going to show you what the food is like, what the lounge is like, what the seats are like, and everything that you get if you're choosing to travel with business. So come along! Hi everyone, how's life, and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I'm in London at St Pancras station, and we're about to go on the Eurostar from London to Paris, but with Business Premier. It's going to be my first time going on Business Premier. Now this is the highest level that you can travel with on the Eurostar, because we've got Eurostar Standard, then Eurostar Standard Premier, which I already have a video on my channel as well if you want to check that out. And then the last level is Eurostar Business Premier. It means it's a lot more flexible than the previous two trains and levels of traveling with Eurostar. You get hot meals on the train, also lounges, which I'm really curious to try out. Sorry about the noise outside. We're in London, we're in front of the station. Let's go in and check in. Now, one of the first perks of traveling with Business Premier is that you don't have to queue to check in. So you can see the long queues over there at departures. Those are for Standard and Standard Premier, but Business Premier, as you can see, has a little entrance of its own, so its own entrance, and there's hardly anyone here, so hopefully we're going to be able to get through very quickly. Bonjour.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And that means you've got your own security area as well, which is incredibly quiet. Wow, this is definitely a treat. So that was extremely easy. The whole thing took about 5 minutes, 7 minutes at a push. The next perk of traveling Business Premier, of course, is the lounge, which we are going to quickly go and check out as well now. Hello. Thank you very much. Thank you. So here we are. This is the lounge. We've just entered it. As you can see, loads of different magazines. There's IQ over here, Wired, different magazines for you to read if you wish to, and newspapers over here as well. On this side, they've got loads of nice tables and seats. They look quite comfortable actually. This is my preference normally, but I believe they do have a little bar area as well. And this is more of the bar vibe area where you can get yourself some snacks and drinks. They've got fresh orange juice over here, as you can see, some cereals, granola, etc. A lot of drinks over here as well, including alcoholic ones if you wish to enjoy a drink. And then because it's breakfast time, it's morning, they've got some pastries, so a pain au chocolat over here and croissants, which I might have to take one, even though they are going to give us breakfast on the actual Eurostar as well. These croissants look too tempting not to pick one up. Of course, you also do get a little coffee making machine where you can make yourself a variety of different styles of coffee: espresso, flat white, latte, cappuccino, etc. But again, I'm going to wait until the actual Eurostar for that. Then here we've got another style of tables as well, these kind of bar-like tables. So if you'd rather kind of sit in this area, it's quite a big lounge, to be fair. I'm surprised. Obviously, I travel with the Eurostar quite often, and I've been to some London St Pancras station a lot as well, and I never realised where the lounge for Business Premier was. And it's actually, I feel like they've made a great use of the space. I've just decided to come and sit on one of these lovely lounge seats for the next 5-10 minutes, because my train's not long to go. Like, I think I need to be boarding within the next 10 minutes anyway, and like I said, they will be having food, serving food on the train as well. So even though that croissant looks very tempting, I feel like I'm just going to skip it for now, because I feel like they'll probably offer us some croissants on the train as well. But these seats are comfortable. Also, I thought I'd show you, they do have little chargers next to almost every table. They have a charger, and looks like they've even got these air chargers for your phone, which I've actually never used before, but I feel like it's become like the new thing now. Let's just try it. Is it going to charge now? I feel like maybe because my case is quite thick, it doesn't work, but it doesn't matter anyway, because they do have a European plug here and a UK one too. So, you know, all the different ways to charge your phones, your laptops, etc. Obviously, one of the main perks of being able to use the business lounge is to be able to just work. Like, a lot of people have their laptops here. If I had come here earlier, I would also probably get my laptop out and start editing the next video. So it's good that they have a lot of plugs as well, so you can make sure you're constantly charging your laptops, your phone, your electronics, as well as just relaxing, getting some drinks, some food, some breakfast, whatever you wish to. But yeah, here's one last look at the lounge. Looks to be a little swirling staircase as well at the end there. I don't know if people are actually allowed to use it or not, but yeah, it's a very long lounge, but very, you know, it's effective. It's got all the things that you need, at least from a train kind of business lounge. Looks like they really want me to get myself a croissant though, because they've just refilled the croissant area. Obviously, in the last few clips you saw, there was only a couple left, but they've bought some fresh ones. Look how good they look. Lord have mercy. Gives you how much calories they have as well, which is not the best idea for me, because sometimes I just want to enjoy my food without thinking about this sort of thing. But obviously I know that's kind of required to do so. But I think I might have to get a croissant and take it on the train with me. Anyway, we are on our way up to the platform now. Platform number 9 is the one our train is leaving through today, and you can see how busy the station actually is generally. This has felt such a different experience for me compared to all my other, trips from London St Pancras station with the Eurostar, because it just felt a lot more relaxing, having that private lounge and not kind of having to do my usual thing of trying to find a seat here. Normally I can't find a seat and I just end up standing waiting for the train. And if you want to know exactly how I got these tickets, make sure you watch until the end of this video, where I'll explain exactly how I got this business trip with the Eurostar for this trip. And here we are. This is our Eurostar for the day. I believe it is leaving actually in the next 5 minutes or so, so we might be one of the last people on here, but it's meant to be quite a busy train generally. This is the 10:22 train from London to Paris, and I'm filming this in the summer holidays. I think today is the 23rd of August 2022, so quite busy. I mean, traveling has been very busy, especially from here to Paris. And here we are. This is our seat. We're on board the Eurostar. There we have it. I am in coach 16, I believe coach 15 and 16 from London to Paris. Those are the ones that are reserved for Business Premier, and then they might have a couple more also for Standard Premier, which is kind of the middle level, as I mentioned. But in terms of the actual seats, they're very similar. In fact, I think they might be the exact same as the ones that you get if you're traveling Standard Premier. So the actual seats will be the same. You're not going to get anything elevated, anything more extra than the ones you get. But I mean, they're very nice, comfortable seats, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to try and show you the seats properly at the end of the journey once we get to Paris. But you can see you've got these little tables, almost like on an airplane, that come down. You even have a little space here where you can put your, magazines that you might have picked up from the lounge there if you wish to. This is a little mirror and you can see me in it. I mean, very random, quite unnecessary, but quite bougie at the same time. Then you've got this little place for your cup, which you can put down once you get given your drinks. You've got these little lights, you've got a little hanger as well. So if you've got a coat, if you're a businessman, you're wearing a suit, you can hang it there if you wish to. And then down there is one of the best things about traveling with Business Premier. The fact that you've got a USB cable there, as you can see, USB plug, and another plug down there as well. So if you want to charge anything, your laptop, your phones, and whatever electronics you have, you can easily do so here. And there's quite a lot of leg room as well. So you've got this little footrest thing that you can put down and rest your feet on your feet. And then there's some storage area here too. And then the rest is just kind of like a standard seat, to be fair. Apart from that little light thing, the reading light is also something that is unique to Business Premier and Standard Premier, but not unlike the standard trains. I'm just going to turn it on quickly. Oh, it's not switching on. Oh, there you go. There you go. And if you're wondering where the switch is actually here, right down the seat here, kind of below the handle here. Anyway, we have started moving, so the journey has officially begun. I am looking forward to seeing what they give us for food for breakfast. A staff member just came and offered us some antibacterial towels, and I had my eyes closed, and he made me jump, and it was a funny moment. He laughed at my jump. But didn't expect to be given these, but as you can see on there, it does say Business Premier menu. So if you want to scan this, you can get an idea of what the menu is. I'm going to do that in a second myself. Thank you so much. Thank you. We've just been given some, what are these? Well, it says Plaisir Gourmand, Gourmet Pleasure. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you so much. So we've got some nuts and a napkin ready for our meal. Okay, so I've just opened up the menu here, and it looks like we're getting a full-on lunch situation, which I did not expect, considering it's still morning time, but I think they stopped serving breakfast at 10 or 10:15. So any trains traveling from London to Paris from 10:15 onwards will get lunch instead, which is very exciting. So we get a starter of aubergine, grilled courgette, tzatziki with cumin seeds, couscous with pomegranate seeds. Hot option, we can get either a Suffolk chicken in tomato and tarragon sauce, which is probably what I'm going to go for, or you can get a cold option of salmon, which also sounds good, to be honest. And then you've got a salad option as well. Hopefully you can see that. And then for dessert, there's something that I probably will not enjoy, but the dessert is passion fruit meringue tart, pineapple with rum. The hot option, the Suffolk chicken in tomato and tarragon sauce, potato gratin, cabbage with toasted fennel seeds. That especially sounds really good. So looking forward to it.
Madame, would you like
Hello.
a drink?
Yes, please. Can I have rosé wine, please? Thank you very much. Would I be able to have a bottle of water, or some water as well, still water. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Lovely. So here we go. We have our drinks now. I decided to just treat myself and go for a rosé wine. These cute little bottles. La Bonne Grande Olivette is the brand for this. You get a little actual kind of cup too with it, which is nice, you know. Obviously, especially when you're drinking wine, you don't really want it to be in a plastic cup, and these are Eurostar branded kind of glass cups. I also went for some water, and I love that they come in these little tins, oxygen water from the Alps. So yeah, just gonna wait for my actual food now. Still got the nuts as well, which I'm probably just gonna take to Paris with me to have later. And then I've used my own hand sanitizer, but it's nice that they give you their own towels too. Cheers! It's good wine. Okay, so they've brought the food, and interestingly, they did say that on our tray here you will be able to find our starters and our desserts, but the main course will come later, which is just funny. I'm sure it'll come soon, obviously, but yeah, I thought I'd show you the desserts very quickly. We're going to go from the last thing that you eat on, you know, back to the very first. So this is the dessert. This is the meringue pie, passion fruit meringue pie. So it looks pretty good, to be fair. Like I said, I will give it a go. I like trying everything anyway, even if I feel like I might not like it, I'll give them a go. And then this is the Aubergine Starter, which is nice. So let me just quickly open that. Oh, that looks quite nice actually. So yeah, you can see the aubergines, you can see there's a tiki sauce as well over there, some couscous. Yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a try. It's a pretty small portion, but honestly, considering it's only about 11 o'clock at the moment, I don't feel like I'm too hungry for too much food anyway. And then you get given a little slice of bread, a bottle of water, which is interesting that these ones are actual bottled water, whereas the water that I got earlier from the drink kind of little tray thing that they brought, the staff brought, is a tin. So two different kinds of, you know, still water here. Of course, you get your butter as well, and a little cup again, as well as a mug. So if you want some coffees or teas, etc., I'm sure you can ask for that as well. They'll probably come with that later. And then you've got the Business Premier logo here on the napkin, and it's nice that you get proper cutlery, as you can see, kind of actual cutlery rather than wooden or plastic ones. And you get a nice proper tray as well, something that has no longer been happening with standard Premier. I think ever since COVID, they just kind of give you your food in standard Premier in like little packages. Check out my video from that again if you want to. The link will be down below, but it's nice that they actually give you a proper tray for business. Okay, I'm just gonna open up my napkin, set myself up, and yeah, try the starter. I'm looking forward to it. This is the starter again. There's even little bits of pomegranate on it. This is very interesting. I like trying interesting things, and I don't think I've ever had something of like this combination of food before. I've had all of these things on their own, but not together, so it should be an interesting starter. Yeah, that's nice. The couscous especially is lovely. Very nice and fresh, very flavorful. The aubergine is lovely too. I like the added elements of the little pomegranates as well. There's only a few of them here, but it's a nice taste, nice texture as well. All in all, a pretty decent starter, you know, considering it's something that I wouldn't normally go for myself. It was the only starter option. Glad I tried it. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna probably finish it. I finished my starter, and it was honestly amazing. I really enjoyed it, more than I thought I would do, to be honest. So this whole Eurostar Business Premier meal has had a good start. It's off to a good start. I was also thinking as I was eating it that obviously it's vegetarian, it's a vegetarian starter, but if you take the sauce out, it could easily be vegan as well. Having said that, if you do have any dietary requirements, whether you're vegan, gluten-free, or any other kind of dietary requirements, you can actually choose so on the website when you book your tickets for Business Premier or Standard Premier as well. You can let them know what dietary requirements you have, and then they'll make sure to give you a meal that is, you know, in accordance with the kind of food that you do eat, which is nice. I am the kind of person who almost eats anything, to be honest, and the next thing I'm probably gonna just have a little bit of munch on is the bread and butter. This is the butter they give you. I've already prepared myself a little slice of bread because they haven't actually brought the main course yet, and I've just got my dessert waiting here for me with some bread, so I thought I'd just maybe enjoy a bit of bread whilst we wait for the main course. You can't go wrong with bread and butter, can you? So good. Okay, well, our main courses have arrived. As you would have seen on the menu earlier, they gave us two options, either a cold option or a hot option. The hot option is the one that I went for, which has the potato gratin, which I'm really looking forward to trying. There's some chicken with, I believe, some kind of tomato sauce and some cabbage as well. And the portion's not too bad either. Still got some of my wine left. I've got my dessert here as well for later on. I did put my dessert in my little kind of cup for the starter because obviously I'm already done with that. But yeah, let's tuck into this and see what it's like. Okay, let's try some of the chicken first. Yeah, the chicken's nice. Nothing too special in my opinion. Obviously, as you can imagine, with the tomato sauce, it does taste a little bit tomatoey, and the actual chicken as well is cooked well. Let's try it with some of the potato gratin now. Potato gratin is one of my favorite things to have for food. So yeah, the potato gratin is delicious. It's definitely my favorite thing on the plate. Of course, we've got the cabbage too, which I am going to try just for the sake of the video. I think we all know what cabbage tastes like, but literally tastes like cabbage. The potato gratin though, that's phenomenal. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my main course now. I'm very excited to eat the rest of the gratin. The chicken as well wasn't too bad, to be fair, just nothing too special. In cabbage, it's just cabbage. It just depends whether or not you're a fan of it, and I don't particularly love cabbage, but it's alright. If it's on my plate, I'll eat it, why not? I just love travelling with the Eurostar. The scenery that you see, it's just amazing. It's so easy as well, honestly. Even with the standard version of the Eurostar, the kind of lower class if you like, which is what I normally take, still really lovely. But I wanted to quickly talk about my main course, the chicken. It was lovely, it was really nice. As I mentioned earlier, the potato gratin was my favorite part of it. The chicken was fine and the cabbage was also just fine, but the gratin was delicious and I enjoyed the meal overall. Now for my dessert, which is the final thing, I do have it over here, but number one, I'm very full. Like, it's literally 20 minutes past 11 and I've basically had a 2-course meal already, which is not what I expected to have so early. And number two, I don't like passion fruit, so I kind of already know that I will not enjoy the dessert, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to try it because I feel like that's just ridiculous. It would be wasteful. What's the point of me just trying it for, you know, the lols, just, you know, when I know I'm not going to enjoy it. So here's another look of it so you can see exactly what it looks like. I mean, if you enjoy passion fruit, I know my friend Aubergine is a big passion fruit lover. She probably would really like this. The meringue bit looks really nice as well. To be honest, it looks like a really nice looking dessert. It's just not the kind of dessert for me. So I'm just going to give it a pass today, but at least you know what kind of desserts you can, you know, expect to see if you travel with Eurostar's Business Premier. But for now, I'm going to pour myself a bit more wine and yeah, just enjoy the scenery. This is the last bit of the wine. I'm also charging my phone over here, so I plugged in my USB cable, which is a nice blue one as well, to the cable here, and so it's just nice to have my phone readily charged for when I arrive to Paris. And I think I am going to try and get some sleep as well. I think we've probably got about an hour and a half left now of the journey. It's a pretty nice and short and quick journey, to be fair, so yeah, probably not going to be able to sleep too much, but these seats are comfortable. Look at the scenery. Love it. Anyway, I'll speak to you when we get to Paris, I guess, unless they give us something else before we get there.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Paris Gare du Nord station. Arrival time is 13:39. Please take a moment to check that you have all your personal items with you before alighting from the train. The exit is towards the front of the platform. Please take care and mind the gap between the train steps and the platform before stepping out of the train.
Well, here we are. We are officially in Paris now, Paris Gare du Nord. Before I get off the train, the Eurostar, I thought I'd show you kind of the seats very quickly as well. Now that it's more or less empty, most people have gotten off. This was the seat that I was at. As you can see my bag over here. But yeah, really nice and comfortable seats. This little padding here is really nice for your head. As I showed you earlier, you've got that little reading lamp here, which you use this to turn on. And then you've got everything else that you would have seen earlier. And then my favorite thing probably being, like I said, the plugs over there. But yeah, let's get off the train now. The cool thing is as well that when you get off the Eurostar, you're very close to the gates to get to the station. Okay, well, that's more or less it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. Before I end the video, of course, I told you I'm going to tell you how I got these tickets. Now, I travel with the Eurostar very frequently, so I have a lot of points. So for me, I use my points to buy these tickets, if you like. So I didn't actually spend money on them. These were just points that I had, you know, gathered by spending money on Eurostar tickets prior, if that makes sense. And the amount of points that was needed for the Business Premier from London to Paris in August of 2022 was 1,500 points, which is a lot. It takes a while to get to that level of points, but like I said, I even still have more than that because I do travel a lot with the Eurostar. Eurostar is my main method of traveling to Disneyland Paris and to Paris generally. I did have a look though for the actual price, and if you were to pay for it by cash, it would be £245 one way from London to Paris right now, which is quite a lot. So that's a lot of money for just a one-way journey, which only takes about 2.5 hours. So I'm not sure if it would be worth it, but with my points, it was definitely a nice treat. I think overall the Business Premier level of the Eurostar can be worth it if you're traveling for a special occasion, if you really just want to treat yourself as a one-off. Obviously you saw what I got, you know, the meal was nice, the lounge in itself in London was lovely, the actual seats on the train are lovely as well. It just feels a lot more quiet, a lot more relaxed, you know, there's not as many people there, there's not as many seats either, so it's definitely a nice treat. I mean, I'm not complaining at all. I would love to do this every trip, but like I said, even with my points, I can't just spend 1,500 points on every single Eurostar visit to Paris. So for me, it's something that I'm going to keep as a treat thing every now and again. If I feel like I've got enough points and I want to upgrade myself or just use those points to buy these tickets, I would do so. I'm not sure if I would ever personally buy the tickets up front, like pay £245 for them, but I'd love to know what you think. Would you pay £245 for the experience that you saw? I mean, it wasn't a bad experience at all. It's just whether or not you think it's worth £245 for the experience, which the more I think about it, I think it actually probably is, especially right now in August of 2022 during the summer holidays, because even the standard tickets at the moment are close to £100 one way. So during this time of year when it's kind of high season, even the standard tickets are quite expensive. So if you just spend a little bit more than double that, you can get yourself a much nicer carriage, you know, a 3-course meal, a lounge, just a better experience overall. So let me know in the comments if you've ever done the Business Premier with the Eurostar from London to Paris. It is also worth noting that this service, the Business Premier service, is not offered on the direct trains from London to Disneyland. So if you're going direct, the highest level that you can book would be Standard Premier, which again, as I've mentioned a couple of times throughout this video, there will be a video for that as well down below. Ooh, sorry about that noise, but yeah, Standard Premier is kind of the in-between level, and Business Premier is the highest level. It's the one that gives you access to the lounge. It's the one that gives you like a 3-course meal with a hot option as well. With the Standard Premier, you don't get a hot option. But for me, I normally come to Paris anyway. I prefer going to Disneyland through Paris. I find the journey just easier, more flexible. So I mean, who knows? I mean, with the way I'm collecting points, I might get to the level one day where I don't even have to pay for these, because once you get your carte blanche, which is like one of the high levels of the Eurostar cards that you can get, and I'm only maybe about 500 points away from that, I think then you just get access to the lounges regardless of what your ticket type is, which would be amazing to just be able to go to the business lounges just with my card. I hope I get to that level one day, who knows? So yeah, that is it. Here's one final look at the Eurostar train that we were just on. Hardly anyone on the platform anymore. Everyone's gotten off and they're at the station now, and this is Gare du Nord station in Paris. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like if you enjoyed it or if you found it informative. Leave your comments down below as well about your thoughts on the Business Premier or on the Eurostar in general. And if you want to watch more of my videos about traveling, about getting the Eurostar, about getting from Paris to Disneyland, I'll leave some links down below to check them out. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks guys, bye bye.